the Americanisation of the beautiful game. It goes without saying that buying a football club will undoubtedly shine a spotlight on the buyer. Their past deeds and accomplishments are presented for all to see. After all, an owner is not simply someone there to bankroll or reap the benefits of the club. They are there to make sometimes difficult financial decisions that will either show them in a positive or negative light. In recent years, there has been noticeable investment from US-based businesses into the European football market. Today we ask, should we be worried about American owners, or are we judging them unfairly? Let's take a look. To begin with, let's look at the Premier League. At the time of recording, there are 8 teams who are owned in large part or outright by American owners, with that figure expected to rise with the rumoured acquisition of Bournemouth Football Club, a deal rumoured to be completed in the next few weeks. Although 8 clubs does not sound a lot, it counts for roughly 40% of the entire Premier League. Such figures are worrying to some, with Sky pundit and former Manchester United captain Gary Neville recently tweeting, "I keep saying it, but the quicker we get the regulator in, the better. US investment into English football is a clear and present danger to the pyramid and fabric of the game. They just don't get it and they think differently. They also don't stop till they get what they want." Let's break down this tweet and see if Gary's claims hold up to scrutiny. Let's start with Gary's claim that US investment into English football is a clear and present danger to the pyramid and fabric of the game. There are currently 11 stages to the English footballing pyramid, with the crowning jewel being the Premier League, which sits atop. Teams can gain promotion by winning their leagues or divisions, and teams can be relegated down to the lower leagues or divisions based on their performances. As such, we have seen teams like Bournemouth heading down the footballing pyramid in 2009, only to begin a remarkable rise up the pyramid by 2015. Gaining promotion 3 times in just 6 years. Stories like Bournemouth's are few and far between, but having this pyramid adds an extra layer of competitiveness with the inclusion of risk and reward. However, this is not the only thing it brings to the English game. The football pyramid also allows money to filter its way through the divisions, usually in the form of TV rights that are split amongst the top 3 tiers of English football, and parachute payments, where a club who is relegated is given a percentage to help keep them afloat in their new division. So why does Gary see the US owners as a threat to this pyramid? Let's compare it to the American sports model. Teams in American leagues operate with what's known as a closed system, a system which ensures a team is fixed in their league and faces no danger of relegation. This helps ensure financial stability for those teams. Take the NFL, for example, that is comprised of 32 teams. These teams compete to finish with the highest point total in their respective divisions. The winners of these divisions will then play off against each other, culminating in the Super Bowl, the best versus the best. So where is this threat that Gary speaks of? In 2021, a group of elite clubs banded together in the hope of forming an American-style league, with the same core teams remaining in that league no matter how they performed. These teams were Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Juventus, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, Tottenham, Manchester City, and both Inter Milan and AC Milan respectively. Out of the 12 clubs who wanted to make the ESL, only 4 clubs are owned by American owners. So we can rule them out of pushing for the ESL, right? Well, let's take a deeper dive. Many reports claim that the ESL was being pushed by a handful of clubs, with the others jumping on board when they saw how lucrative that offer was. The clubs reportedly pushing for the Super League were comprised of Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, AC Milan, Barcelona and Real Madrid respectively. Now, out of these 6 clubs, 4 are owned by US-based owners. So the ESL was the fault of the Americans. Again, it's not fair to point the blame solely at the US owners. as the other clubs involved had financial involvement with many companies from around the world, including Spain, China, Abu Dhabi and England, just to name a few. But the concept of a fixed league with no relegation comes straight from the American playbook. In more recent times, owners such as Chelsea's Todd Boley have come to the front and centre of our news, claiming the English game could take a bit of a lesson from American sports. During a New York conference, Boley went on to say he hopes the Premier League really starts to figure out why we don't do a tournament with the bottom 4 sports teams. Why isn't there an all-star game? People are talking about more money for the pyramid. In the MLB All-Star Game this year, we made $200 million from a Monday and a Tuesday. So we're thinking we could do a North versus South All-Star Game for the Premier League, for whatever the pyramid needed, quite easily. Now, based on those figures, he may have a point. If ultimately we want to see more financial structure within the pyramid, maybe the US model is the way to go. But would the Europeans accept that? Only time will tell. But if it goes in a similar way to the ESL, I can see it folding just as quickly as that did. So tell me, where do you stand? Do you align your thoughts with Gary Neville and can see the Americanisation of the beautiful game as a threat? Or do you look at it from Todd Boley's perspective, that this could be used to help the footballing pyramid? Let me know.